Well, here I am at Trump headquarters, and the reason that I'm here is I couldn't think of a better place to talk about a Trump watch. So that's right. Trump has some watches for sale. Now, if you want to be specific and very technical, it's not actually Trump that is selling the watches. Another company is selling them with a license that they bought from Trump, and he's given his approval to put his name on the watches. And he's done some commercials for the one that's the most expensive. And what I want to do is show you what is available. There's no way I can get any of these in hand. They're too limited, and in some cases, way too expensive. But I do want to show you from pictures that I've seen, and I've done my research, I've done my homework, so that I could give you a little bit more knowledge about this than what's being normally talked about when it comes to the real expensive watches and what they are. And that is the Victory watch, the Trump Victory watch, which is a solid gold tourbillon. So I hope that you find this video a little bit interesting, to say the least. And hey, by the time this is over with, if you don't go out and vote, you can always buy a watch. I don't think buying a watch will affect the election. A gentleman asked me, he said, "You're not going to be talking bad about Trump, are you?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to be doing that. This video isn't about Trump per se, but it is about the watches that are being sold under his name. Everything you never wanted to know about the Trump watch. Surprise, it's a scam," by Jonathan Last in The Bulwark. This article was so critical of the watches that are being sold by Donald Trump. But it needs to be understood to begin with that these watches are not being sold by Trump. They're just licensed to be sold with his name on them. Trump watches are not designed, manufactured, distributed, or sold by Donald J. Trump, the Trump Organization, or any of their respective affiliates or principals. So the point is that Trump is not the only one that's going to be making money off of this watch when it's sold. There are a lot of other people involved, the people that make the watch, for instance. But I know what some of you are thinking. These watches are a little over the top, right? But let's think about the man that has his name on the face of these watches, on the dials. This is Donald Trump. I mean, he is nothing but gilded. Everything that he owns, I think, has some sort of gold on it. So these watches, if they were not what they are now, it would be stupid to put his name on them. These watches are emblematic of the man. But before we focus too much on the Trump Victory watch with the tourbillon in it, there are other watches that are being sold that are not as expensive as this one. For instance, the Red Wave with a red jasper dial is one with a NH34 movement, has a sapphire glass. It has gold plating on stainless steel. It has a ceramic bezel, but it's not a $100,000 watch. Neither is this one. And I think they're pretty cool watches. They're dive watches that are in the $500 range, a little less, a little more. They're limited in their editions, and they make a statement. They really do. I mean, if you wear one of these, people are going to know a little more about you, wouldn't you say? And are they a little bit gaudy? Probably. But when you get to the big boy here, you get to the Victory watch, a lot goes into this. And that's why it costs as much as it does. It's not that he is, or the company is overcharging, I believe. I think they're just charging the average prices for something that if you want something like this, you're not going to think it's too much to pay. So let's look at what is actually going into the Victory watch. We're talking, first off, it has a tourbillon. And if you know what that is, this is not a cheap movement. And it has an open case back that shows the back of it, and then you can see it on the front with an open heart type of dial. This movement is by Olivier Maury, who is a very well-known and very talented maker of tourbillon movements. And these aren't your ordinary run-of-the-mill Chinese copies of tourbillons. These are the real thing, made in Switzerland, and they cost a lot of money. The wholesale cost of this movement is $4,700. Besides the movement, there are 122 diamonds that are affixed to the case and the bezel of this watch. Each one is a little bit more than a millimeter, and each one is a VS1 grade. It's unclear the total carat weight of these diamonds, but best estimates are that the wholesale cost of these diamonds would be anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 per watch. And let's not forget, what about the cost of the gold that this watch is made of? You know, it's made of 200 grams of gold. The worth of the gold in the watch alone is $17,485. So you can do the calculations on your own, but as I see it, this watch cost close to $30,000 when you put everything together just to make it. And so I think that when you do the average markup that watches have of anywhere from 400% or more, then I think you come up to $100,000 no problem. And that's not a scam. Well, there you have it. You know more now than you did. And who's going to win? Is Trump going to win? Well, we'll know in about a week. And will these watches be worth even more then or less? Well, it all depends on if he wins. I guess if Trump does not win, a $100,000 watch is probably not going to hold its value very well, my guess. So maybe you ought to hold off on buying one until after November 6th. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great week. Do go out and vote, no matter who you vote for. Use your constitutional, God-given right, blood-bought right to vote for the candidate of your choice. Take advantage of what's been given to you because you're an American, and that's a rare opportunity. Go vote. Have a great one, and remember, watches are replaceable, but time is not.